have decided to be part of this incredible experience as we learn together the banking basic concept. How many of you have actually opened up a bank account, and when you ended up opening up, there were a lot of things that may have occurred that you just didn't quite understand? Maybe nobody didn't explain it to you, or they may have just given you some literature and maybe didn't take the time to peruse through it to quite understand what everything means. And then you get frustrated, and then you have to call customer service and you start getting frustrated with them. No, why did they tell me this? What's going on, right? So you've come to the right place just to get some general information that you would need, which is like your foundation. And that way it can just help you to become well educated and informed on how your products and services work through your financial institution. So if there's something that you just didn't quite understand, well, this is the place to come, and you're in good hands. This is no judgment zone, because we're all in this together on learning this incredible experience, so that way we can be more informed and educated about the products and services in which we obtain from our financial institution. So today's learning experience that we're going to start off with is about a checking account. Some of you may heard of it as a DDA, deposit demand account, or just a deposit account, right? Or a checking account. Well, we're going to talk about that. We're going to also talk about what are some of the questions that you can actually ask yourself and what you're looking for when you're having a checking account, so then that way you can make a wiser decision to either your personal banker who's going to help you open up an account, or when you go online to search for a particular product type, you kind of get an idea of what you're looking for and why. So we're going to go over some questions that you can ask yourself. And then we're also going to talk about some of the features that actually come along with having a checking account that will excite you and whet your appetite to keep coming back and definitely get that particular product, because it provides everything that you're basically looking for, right? And then we're going to talk about the benefits that come along with having your checking account, and then how having a checking account can definitely work in your favor for long term. So the first thing that we're going to talk about is, what is a checking account? Well, a checking account is a deposit account that allows you to move money in and out. So it allows money to come in, which is called deposits, and it allows money to come out, which will basically be withdrawals. Those withdrawals can be coming from like an ATM, a withdrawal in person. It could be electronic withdrawals, as well as debit card transactions. So any one of those type of transactions that are coming and moving in and out of your account is going to come out of your checking account. So it allows you to move money in and out, and it's where your financial institution stores all of your transactions, especially in real time as they are happening. The next thing that is important to learn about what you're looking for in a checking account is to sit down and kind of ask yourself, let's just say, for instance, if you already have a checking account, okay, and maybe you're looking for another checking account, or maybe you are just recently coming out of high school or coming out of college or recently getting married, and you're thinking about opening up a deposit account because maybe you already have one, or maybe you want another one. What are some of the questions that you can actually ask yourself? So some of the questions that you can ask yourself is, do I need a deposit account? So like a checking account. If I do need a checking account, what am I going to use it for? Okay, what are some of the things I want to have when having a checking account? Do I want fees on my account? Do I not want fees? I want to write checks. Do I need a debit card? Am I going to be making a lot of transactions? And are there going to be any issues because of that? So just kind of like ask those questions. And if I decide to open up a checking account, is it okay if I can open an account with someone else? And both of our names could be on the account. So there are just so many things that you can ask yourself when you go to get a checking account. Okay, so is it going to be for entertainment? Is it going to be for bills? Is it going to be for personal use? Is it going to be for saving up for vacation? So just take a look at, if you open up a deposit account, what are you going to basically use that account for and why, right? So just ask yourself those couple of questions and write them down. So when you're making an informed decision on what particular reason that you're opening up a deposit account, you'll know, and then you can go out and start searching for maybe that particular product. The third thing that I would like you to know is, what are some of the features that come along with the account? Those are the things that's going to get you to get that deposit account. So you better get ready. All right. So the first thing that you probably want to take a look at is, does it come with the ATM card? So the ATM card allows you to do deposits and withdrawal from an actual ATM. So it can either be through your financial institution's ATM or another bank's ATM. So whichever one, it will allow you to do withdrawals. Another thing that you would like to know is there a specific limit on how many debit card transactions that you can do per statement period? Because sometimes financial institutions may charge you if you supersede so many debit card transactions. So you might want to inquire about that, or do your due diligence and research in that information, such as, are there any restrictions in me using my debit card? Another thing is, does it come along with the debit card? Does it have check writing privileges? So anytime you need to write a personal check for like a major purchase, like maybe purchasing a car or what have you, are there any restrictions for doing that? So see if they have check writing privileges so you can have that when that time comes. Another thing that you want to see if they have is online banking and mobile banking, because those two particular features, which is considered like a service that comes along with the account, is very helpful. Why is that, everybody? You want to know what's going on with your account in real time, right? You want to know what's coming out. You want to know what's coming in at all times. And what's really cool too is that some of those features that come along with online banking or mobile banking allow you to do additional things to manage your account. So that is another reason why it's good to know on whether or not they had that particular feature available, because what's nice is like it helps you to be more in control, right, of your money, of your finances, even though your bank is housing everything for you by keeping track of all your transactions for you so you can see them in real time. But nevertheless, you still have control because you can see it too. You know what's coming in and out of your account, you know when it's coming out of your account, so you just have more control of your finances. And then does allow you to view your statements online. Another thing that you want to know is, how is a monthly service fee waived? That's very important, because if you do not check the status on how to avoid a monthly service fee, those service fees can add up, and they can range usually between maybe $5 and up per statement period. It's kind of like every month basically. So you might want to ask your financial institution, what can I do to avoid a monthly service fee on my deposit account? Sometimes you might get direct deposit. That may help avoid a monthly service fee. Usually if you have a required balance per statement period, that can avoid a monthly service fee. Sometimes if you have multiple accounts with the financial institution and you combine them and their balances, that can also help you avoid a monthly service fee. So it's always good to ask your financial institution, what can I do to waive the monthly service fee on my deposit account? Another thing that you might want to take a look at is fee waivers. So let's just say, for instance, if you go to an ATM, and these are like ATM fee waivers, and maybe this particular bank is not in this other state, but you forgot to get more cash, or maybe you ran out of cash and you didn't get enough before you left out of town, and you went to another bank's ATM to withdraw money from the account. That bank is going to charge you a fee, as well as your bank can charge you a fee. So see if your financial institution will allow you to have those fees waived, and if so, how many per statement period, because there may be a threshold on how many that can be refunded to you, or whether or not they refund them at all. So that's something else that you might want to inquire about. What's also very, very, very importante is to make sure that you know across the board whether or not your financial institution is in another state. Why do you think that is? Well, I'm gonna give you a clue. Let's just say if you move. That's right. Sometimes you might move because of your company moving you to another state. You're making more money and everything, or maybe your family is growing. Maybe you recently got married. You want to know if your bank is in another state. So it's always good to check with your financial institution just to see whether or not they are in other states. So then that way you can still do your banking. You don't have to worry about closing out your accounts and having to reestablish yourself with another financial institution and try to recreate a history, right? or even building a new relationship. But there's nothing wrong with building new relationships with your financial institution. But it's just the idea is that if you already have an establishment and you've been with them for quite some time, it's good to continue to have that strong relationship with your financial institution and continue to grow. So basically look and see if that particular institution is provided in other states other than the state in which you reside, where you open up your account originally. See if it has zero protection on the account against any fraud that is not something that you authorize. See what they have available for you to protect your account against that. Most accounts do, but still it's good to inquire about that just to make sure that your account is fully covered. What's also nice is to contact your bank to see whether or not you are allowed to use your debit card when you are traveling abroad. That means overseas. So if at any time you need to use your debit card overseas, first call them to see if that is available where you can use your card overseas. See what countries also will allow you to use your card overseas, because not all states are available for you to use your card due to government situations such as sanctions and things like that. So that's something that you want to look at. And then also inquire about those international transaction fees, because that can be very costly as well. And then pretty much the last thing that may be a good question to ask is whether or not your account receives interest in your deposit account. So you might want to inquire about that too. So those are just some of the tips that you might want to ask. And we'll ask more questions along other videos that I can share with you pertaining to other situations. So watch those other videos too. Now, the next thing that I wanted to talk about will be and I'm sorry, and I'm sorry to tell you about this too. Oh my God, I'm getting so excited, and I almost forgot to tell you one more thing. See if you're allowed to write checks against your account as well. Next thing that is on the list to talk about are the benefits that come along with your deposit account. Sometimes your financial institution will offer things that may be beneficial for you that usually helps save you money. And I'm not going to lie, when you get a deposit account, that's exactly what you want to look for. You want to look at what's in it for me and how is it saving me money. But at the same time, like I said, it's always good to have a working relationship with your financial institution. That's very critical, and I will talk about that next. But you want to make sure that it's something that's definitely going to work in your favor and for long term, okay? So again, asking about the interest rate that comes along with your deposit account. What does that look like? Let's just say, for instance, they have what they call like balance brackets on which they offer you an interest rate off of the money that you have in your deposit account. So if your deposit account has a balance between $0 and $1,000, then you probably will earn a 0.01 interest rate. If your balance is maybe between, let's just say $5,000 and $10,000, maybe you'll earn 1.0% interest rate. And then it will have also what they call an annual percentage yield. So it's best to contact your financial institution just to ask them, may I know what the current interest rate is, or does my account offer any interest off of the money that I have on my deposit account? And if so, can you tell me what that particular interest rate looks like? And they can also do like a general calculation for you just to give you an idea on how much you can possibly earn based on the money that you actually have in your account at that particular time, or your expected amount that you have at that time. What's also nice that comes along that may be beneficial for you, short term though, is having a bonus that comes along with opening up a checking account. I don't know if any of you have ever seen it, but sometimes through the direct mail, there are actual offers that come in from different financial institutions, and it will say $300 if you open up an account with us, and within the first 60 days, you will earn an extra $300 into your account. Well, they're absolutely correct, only if you basically meet certain requirements in order to get that $300 or that $250 or maybe that $100 into your deposit account. So that is nice, having money coming in, because it does benefit you at that time to have money deposited into your account. But always remember, towards the end of the year though, when you do your taxes, or shall I say not really towards the end of the year, but come your next season to do your taxes, you're going to have to claim that on your tax return. So, but it's still nice that you're getting money into your account. Yeah, you got the extra money to go shopping or save. That's what I'm talking about. So definitely take a look at that because it does offer some type of bonus or perk to whet your appetite to get in there to open up an account with that financial institution and build that relationship. And then also some of the things that come along with benefiting you is avoiding the non-sufficient fund fees. Sometimes they may have fee waivers for you on your account anytime your account goes overdrawn and your account gets charged non-sufficient fund fees. Take a look at that and see whether or not your bank offers waivers, because they may automatically waive fees for you as a courtesy without you even having to call in. So that's something else that you might want to take a look at. And then also what's nice is some of them may offer safe deposit boxes. I don't know if you've ever seen them, but they're like these little 3x5 boxes, or sometimes they have larger ones that are available where you can put all your personal contents in it that you may not necessarily want to keep at home for security purposes, because you might got some family members that got sticky fingers. So whatever you do, or something that may be a collectible item or something that's very fragile or important documents that you have, you don't want nobody else to review them, you can always hold it at your financial institution in a safe deposit box. Then it will be placed safely in a vault at your bank, and nobody can get in there without a key and a security guard. So that may be another added savings for you, actually, that can actually help you save money because of the fact that they may offer to you free of charge depending on the particular checking account product that you decide to open. So those are just some of the things that you might want to take a look at that your financial institution may offer. Sometimes they might offer discounts on other products that they have, like maybe credit cards or personal loans or car loans and even mortgage loans. So you might want to look into that too. If you have a deposit account, are there any additional discounts or perks that I might receive off additional products that may be available through your financial institution that will help me save money and that will keep me as a customer? The last thing that I wanted to talk to all of you about is, remember how I was saying that having a checking account will basically help you long term? And it definitely can, okay? Now, the reason why I say that is because typically when you go to get like a mortgage loan or sometimes a car loan or what have you, usually like a big purchase, sometimes they might want to know information about your bank account, like how long have you had this account open. Usually the longer your account has been open, the greater the chances that it looks more or less risky to the company which you're trying to do business with, because you're not hopping around, or there's nothing, I wouldn't want to really say suspicious, but there's nothing that is questionable. They feel like you're stable, that you've been with this company for quite some time, you have a long-term relationship with them, and that's loyalty, right? When you're with a financial institution, it's very important for you to think of relationship building. Again, know about your products and services with your bank, know about the customer service experience, know about the history of your financial institution. What do they do within their community? How do they treat their customers? How do they treat their employees? How long they've been in business? How do they deal with pressure, with issues that comes up in the media, especially with from the top to the bottom? So definitely look at everything that you can with your financial institution when you're building a relationship with them. And when you're building that relationship with them, try to do your best in keeping the account that you have with them, because that shows loyalty, that shows commitment, and it shows that you've made a right decision on who you want to do business with when it comes down to your finances. But it is attractive when you do have an account open for quite some time with your financial institution, because it just shows loyalty, and it shows a commitment, and it shows that you are pleased with the particular product or service that you have with that financial institution too, and that they're doing business well for you as well, and that's why you're staying. So definitely take a look at that, because again, when you have that history with your financial institution, because it would tell you basically how long you've been with the company, right? That particular bank. I've heard customers that I used to talk to years ago, and they used to say, I've been with my bank over here for 34 years, or for 50 years, or for 40 years, or for 20 years. And I'm like, man, that's a long time to be with. That's a marriage. So definitely, when I hear those things, I'm thinking like they must have been doing something right by that customer, and that's why they stayed. So remember, it's reciprocal service, right? You're offering them you and your money to that financial institution. That financial institution is offering all those features that I was mentioning when you're depositing your money into their institution. So they are serving you, and you're helping them with the money that you're bringing into their bank by recycling it to other things. So definitely look at those things about your financial institution. Ask yourself those questions. Look at some of the features. Look at some of those benefits with the interest and safe deposit boxes and free checks or what have you, just to ensure that you're getting into a product that you'll be pleased with and not have a remorse of getting. Okay, so if you did like this particular video, please comment, like, subscribe, share the knowledge, share with people that you may think that may benefit from it, because we are all in this together. Yes. So I'm so glad again that you decided to join in again on this incredible experience, and be looking for some more videos from me coming soon. So thank you so much for watching, and be blessed. Bye.